Joining us this morning is Rosemary Palmer. She's here with Not Just Paper and Paint, the fabulous blog, and we are talking today about spray paint and different things you can do around your house to kind of sprucing it up really simply.
Right. I say, give me a can of spray paint and I can change the world.
Oh, you know, okay. And she's going to teach us how.
It is so amazing what paint is. Your cheapest way of, even if you paint your walls, spray paint. The thing about spray paint, it gives you that instant gratification, and it's usually dry in about 20 minutes. Always follow the directions on the can because it could be a little bit different. Spray outside and keep it away from kids and all that kind of stuff. And one of the best things to have when you do a lot of spray painting, you always get that thumb cramp. Use one of these spray can attachments, and then you just spray.
So that's perfect for projects that may take a few coats and whatnot. Okay, so let's talk about the different kinds of spray paints that you need for different materials.
Right, that's one of the big things. Is there's several good brands out there. I usually use Krylon and Rust-Oleum, or even Ace brand, and sometimes it may depend on what you're painting and the color you want, because you want the paint to match your project. That you have things made for metal, anti-rust, you have things made for plastic that's going to stick on plastic. So that's the big thing, and you can always go to some of the websites and read about it. So you always want to pick your right paint for the project you're doing.
Okay, so now let's talk about a few things that we can do around the house with the spray paint.
Right over here we've got the candlesticks. That was just a cheap pair of candlesticks that was probably picked up at a yard sale or maybe Goodwill, and then it's spray painted silver. So maybe you're thinking about your upcoming holidays.
Halloween.
You want, you may even want them black if you're into Halloween, or purple or orange, and so that's a good way. The little red jar there is a great little, it's just a mason jar, or you could even use a mayonnaise jar for your pencil holder, paintbrush holder, maybe a teacher gift coming up that you need. And then the orange top here is actually just a canister that I use a lot of these. They came from IKEA. And then another thing, you always want to make sure your items are clean. So usually when I'm doing something like this, I run it through the dishwasher first to make sure. And here again, this is an accent color in my kitchen. It's called pistachio. It's kind of like the jadeite green. Gotcha. And so I've got a set of canisters. They've probably been spray painted 3 or 4 times. And then this is just actually just glued onto one of those dollar store candlesticks.
And now what I really like, this one is cool because this, a lot of you may recognize, it's just Folgers coffee.
Right, you may have some of those in your pantry this morning.
Yes, I can imagine.
And there again, this is a spray paint made for plastic. And then of course, another thing, you always want to make sure, even like on this little tiered stand that I've made, you never want to put your food next to it. So this is, you could put your food in this as long as you don't have the top of the inside covered, just don't have any spray paint on the inside. But this is great for like kids crafts, filled up with little matchbox cars, crayons and things. And then I've just attached a chalkboard label that you can pick up at any of your craft stores. Then you could write on it. And then talking about chalk paint, who has a party and you set down your glass and you lose your glass?
Oh gosh, such a big problem.
This has just been taped off with painter's tape, and then you could use your chalkboard or a chalk or even a chalk marker.
Awesome, so many ideas that you can do. This weekend, all you need is some spray paint and a few random things around your house.
Right.
Thank you so much, Rosemary,
Thanks,
for
Lauren.
joining us this morning, and we'll have a link to her blog on our website, NewsChannel.